Hello there and welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I spoke about the fact that it is good to pray fervently when trusting God for a miracle. But that sometimes, in addition to our prayers, we should also ask God for any specific route to our miracle that we are missing. And that when we listen and when we follow God's instructions, we will receive the answer to our prayers. I'll put a link to that video in the description below so you can watch it. Meanwhile, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already or if you are new here. Now back to today's topic. What if you have prayed, fasted, trusted God in faith and turned away from sin and done everything He has asked and inspired you to do, and you still don't see the answer to your prayers? What should you do next? To be honest, all you can do at this point is wait. Wait on God. God may have a specific reason for not doing things at the time you expect. This is because sometimes waiting is like a resource that God uses to build certain virtues in our lives that can only be done in the place of waiting. Like teaching us to trust Him, or when He wants to get our attention, it is during the time of waiting that He is able to strengthen our faith and spiritual muscles. Now, the waiting process is one of the few ways that God is able to work on you and also make you a vessel for His purpose. For example, as much as Moses was eager and wanted to be a deliverer for the children of Israel in Egypt, he needed to spend 40 whole years in the wilderness to give him the mental focus and patience to be able to lead them to the promised land. Moses in his younger days was a rash, hot-headed and a very impatient person. So God needed those 40 years to mold him and change him to become a focused leader with a proven understanding of how to access God, a clear God-given vision, and understanding purpose and destiny. Another example is Joseph. At a very young age, Joseph had a clear God-given dream that he was going to be great. In his heart, he probably thought it was going to happen immediately. But for the next 13 years, God took him through a journey as a slave from the pit to Potiphar's house and to the prison. And then when God was ready and Joseph was ready, it took just one day for God to compensate him for all the years he had lost. Joseph stepped into the greatness that God had promised. Joseph went to bed one night as a prisoner, and by the next day, he had become the prime minister of a foreign land. He had a wife, and he had his own personal luxury chariot. Two clear reasons why Joseph had to wait. One, to build his character, to make him a leader. And two, to coincide with the timing of when there was going to be a famine in the land, since God had called him to be the solution for that famine. So sometimes God is waiting for a specific time. Like in the case of Anna, God actually wanted a prophet in Israel, a new prophet. So Anna's waiting was also to coincide with the timing of when that prophet will be needed. So while waiting, which can be very hard, what do we do? Let's understand that God has a plan. And then let's just keep holding on by faith. Don't stop praying, and then worship Him, depend on Him, love Him, serve Him. And then most important, please don't let anything steal your joy. Psalm 27 verse 14 says, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, He will strengthen your heart." And then Hebrews 10:36 says, "For we have need of patience, so that after we have done the will of God and everything God has asked us to do, we might receive the promises." So please, keep waiting on him, and God will show up for you certainly. In Jesus' name. God bless you.